Hey guys, the Explorer of Horror here, HorrorBoy465. Welcome back to some more reviews. And it took me a while to get to this sequel, but I do apologize for that. But we are finally here, guys. Welcome to my review of Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. Now, that's the original title. On IMDb, it just says Prom Night 2, but the original title is Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. I might use that for the title of this video because all it says on IMDb is Prom Night 2. Now, the film came in 1987, directed by Bruce Pittman. It's a 5.5 on IMDb. And it looks here that Bruce Pittman hasn't really done too many other films. He's mainly done a lot of TV stuff, a lot of TV movies. I'm not really recognizing anything else from his director filmography list. But he did direct a lot of TV stuff, so I don't know. But this is probably, since I don't really know anything else, this is probably his best film. Mainly because I haven't seen the other films. Now, Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2, is a film that I really enjoy. I would say this movie is better than the first movie. Don't get me wrong, the first movie is an absolutely great, fun slasher film. But this movie, I felt, took it a step further. This movie doesn't have anything to do with the first movie, but in a good way. Prom Night 4 did the same thing, where it's not a sequel to the first movie, it's not a sequel to Prom Night 2 or 3, it's just sort of a random sequel, which, in the middle of a franchise where you already got a sequel, Prom Night 2, where it's doing its own thing, and then Prom Night 4, and then Prom Night 3 was a sequel to Prom Night 2, because it has Mary Lou in it, and then you come to Prom Night 4, which is a completely different story. Yes, it involves a prom here and there, not really too much, and the prom atmosphere is not really present in Prom Night 4. But Prom Night 4 is a bad example of how to do this. Prom Night 2 is a good example of how to do this. To make a new sequel, a new idea, still centers around prom night. You have new characters, a new setting. Well, still takes during prom, but a different high school, total different story. And I really enjoyed the fact that they would do that, try to come up with a brand new storyline. And I really enjoyed the storyline they came up with. Now, Prom Night 4, I hate the story because the story is just, I'm not a fan of the story of Prom Night 4. It had terrible characters, terrible acting. I'm not a fan of Prom Night 4 at all. It's definitely one of the worst sequels I've seen. But Prom Night 2, I felt, did it the right way. It took it and it had great characters. It had really good acting in this movie. I was actually very surprised by the cast. Really good special effects. You have a great well, not really a bad guy, but a great villain of the film, Mary Lou. Very sinister, very cold, very dark. Just does not give a crap. Stone Cold Killer. Really, really good villain in the film, Mary Lou. Brand new villain. Did a good job. The girl who played her, trying to see here, Lisa Scarridge, did a really good job playing Mary Lou. Just a very cold individual. And I really enjoyed the cast. I mean, you got Michael Ironside. You got the lead girl played by Wendy Len, I think. Yeah, Wendy Len. You've also got the guy from, I believe, Saw 4. He was in Saw 4. I think it was Louis Ferreira. Yeah, he was in Saw 4. He was the lead girl in Dawn of the Dead, the remake. During the beginning scene, he played her husband. He was also in Shooter and Motive. But I remember him from Saw 4. I remember him from Dawn of the Dead. Did a really good job in this film, playing her boyfriend. Did a really good job. And you've also got Richard Minette playing Father Cooper. And pretty much the rest of the cast did a really good job. There's really not a bad actor in this film. I felt the acting was actually very strong in this film. Had a really good cast. I really enjoyed the storyline of, at the beginning of the film, you got this character, Mary Lou. She's cheating on this character named Billy. And then the Billy character gets a stink bomb, throws it down whenever Mary Lou wins the prom queen. He throws a stink bomb down, and the stink bomb catches her on fire. and she burns to death, and pretty much the angered spirit of Mary Lou is trapped in this crate. And one day, it takes place during the present day, which would be 1987, and it's getting really close to prom. You get to introduce these characters, Vicky, Craig, um, really good characters, really good leads. Um, Sort of just showing their day-to-day life, them going to school, and really good character moment. Although it's kind of weird because it's a really good character moment in the film where Vicky is talking to her best friend, and her best friend is talking about how, and it's a really good performance by the way, where she met this dude, um, thought he was the one, and him not being the one. He like left her, not calling her back, and he found out that she's pregnant, and she's talking about what she's gonna do. What is she gonna do? She's pregnant. She's not sure what to do. And then the very next scene, that was actually a really well done scene. It was well directed, had a lot of weight to it because it was developing these characters. It was a great scene. And the very next scene, you see the girl get killed. So it was like, oh yeah, that was a really good scene. And then the next scene, she gets killed. So it was kind of ironic. It was kind of like, whoa, really? The very next scene, she gets killed. But the scene after that, she gets like held up by this, because she finds this crate. Well, she ends up finding this like robe and the crown, the prom queen crown that Mary Lou was wearing during the night that she got burned. And the girl actually takes the crown and kind of damages it a little bit. Ends up awakening the crate. The crate breaks open. And even before that, I think one of the characters like accidentally breaks the crate or something like that. And the crate flies open. Mary Lou comes out, kills the girl, chokes her. You think that she's gonna get her head cut off by this like paper cutter, but ends up not. The Mary Lou ends up tricking her. She goes up and gets strangled to death, gets hung from this cape thing that she was wearing. Really, really intense death scene. And there's just a lot of scenes in this film that I really enjoyed. I thought was really well done. And definitely one of the strong things about this movie is the effects. The effects are great. They are really well done. I want to see how much this movie cost because I think it had a very low budget. It cost $2 million to make, which is very surprising because it has some really good special effects to it. A lot of gore scenes, a lot of practical effects, and a lot of just memorable scenes all together. This one scene where the lead girl is sort of getting slowly possessed by Mary Lou as the film goes on. And one time she ends up being in detention, and pretty much when she goes over to the blackboard, when she goes over to the board in the classroom, it sort of like turns into water. And Mary Lou grabs her and pulls her into the board, and ends up. It's really well done effect and a really well done shot where Mary Lou pulls her into the board. Then when it shows her again, she's possessed by Mary Lou. And when Mary Lou possesses the lead girl, the actress did a really good job of showing how it was a completely different character. From there on, it gets very dark. There's this crazy scene where this girl is hiding in the locker, and Mary Lou walks right past her because there's even a scene before that where the lead girl possessed by Mary Lou, like she undresses where she's completely naked. She goes into the shower, starts making out with her friend. Her friend's not into that. I was like, oh man. I was like, I could have seen some. That would have been a great scene. No, I'm just joking, guys. I mean, it would have been really awesome to see that. But the girl is not all into that, and she gets out of the shower and runs, gets into a locker, and Mary Lou walks right past the locker, looks at the locker, and it's done practically where the locker's smashed, this one in the middle, where the girl's hiding in, and you see just blood and goop, literally blood and goop just shoot out of the locker. Freaking crazy special effect. Really well done scene. And from there on, Mary Lou is pretty much expecting her revenge. She kills her older boyfriend, who's like now a priest. She like stabs him with the cross. And then she goes after the Billy character, and the Billy character ends up, and pretty much when she possesses the girl, weird things start happening. She knocks out the boyfriend. Mary Lou ends up going to prom, winning the prom queen once again. And the Billy Kidder comes up to her during the prom and shoots her. And pretty much a really, really well done effect where the burnt, decayed corpse of Mary Lou sort of crawls out of the lead girl's body. And then it kind of reminded me of Carrie, where, people are getting killed left and right, practical effects everywhere. And it kind of did remind me of Carrie, but it might have been a nod to Carrie, but it kind of reminded me of that. And pretty much, the Billy Kidder gives Mary Lou back her crown, and Mary Lou ends up going back to normal. Her and Billy sort of go back into she goes back into the crate. You think everything's okay. Twist ending where Billy's possessed by Mary Lou and they drive off because two lead critters in the back of the car, and Billy ends up being possessed by Mary Lou, and they drive off and the movie ends. But the movie is really well done. It's a very well made sequel. I know this review isn't usually as long as they usually are, but there's not much else I could say about Prom Night II. I mean, it's a well made sequel. It's my favorite one of the franchise. It's a really well done horror film. I really enjoy it. It had some really good ideas. I love the fact that it's a completely new story, but it's done the right way. It's not done like Prom Night 4. Just a well-made film. Really enjoyed this sequel. And, yeah. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching my review of Prom Night 2, or Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. I know it took a lot to get to this sequel, but I've been kind of busy lately. But, yeah, thanks for watching my review of Prom Night 2. And I will see you guys on next review. Bye, guys.